So as the Mets offense continues to try to find their footing, there has not been a more unusual sample than what the Mets have gotten from Francisco Lindor this season. In 2023, Lindor is slashing 232, 304, 424 with a 103 WRC plus in 227 plate appearances. It's not an overall great season for his caliber, but he does currently sit in third in runs batted in and tied for fifth in extra base hits in the National League. The biggest difference splits have been the leverage, as Lindor has an OPS over 1,000 in high leverage situations and an OPS over 900 with runners in scoring position. The Mets' 29-year-old star shortstop is still currently on pace for another 5-win season, currently ranking fourth in wins above replacement among all shortstops.
It is unusual because the traditional old school person who wants to be like, oh, the bad batting average and, low on base percentage. It doesn't have good, OPS and all that stuff. But I like RBIs, so that's good. I mean, that's one way. You're bad in one old man stat, but you're good in another one. But the thing that's really interesting is that when you dive a little deeper, then you can kind of see like where he's really good and where he's really bad and what kind of results in that up and down overall performance in the different numbers. And one of the things that I said at the beginning of the year, it's still a trend now. He's hitting much better against lefties than he is righties. That's just the way it is right now. He's pulling, and it's resulting in some good things. But I think from the left side, it may just be a tad too much. And maybe it could be. I mean, listen, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt here. This may be out of left field, no pun intended. But maybe because the lack of power in this team and the fact that nobody else can hit home runs, maybe Lindor's trying to take it upon himself to be like, I got to do it because Alonso can't be the only guy. So I need to take more home run cuts because I like the Lindor that's more of a pure hitter that goes to all fields and just doesn't hit the ball on the ground and roll everything over and is dropping down to a knee, striking out. I like that Lindor better. I think that's a more productive overall player. That's my kind of player. But what I do like is that he's really good with runners on. He's very bad when there's no runners on. So, like, he just has these extremes. On Baseball Reference, he's good high leverage. I don't know about in Fangraphs, he's good in their high leverage statistics as well. But it just seems like, the walk-off hit against Cleveland. So if you do it when it matters, I like that. But when you're still talking about a WRC plus of like 103, OPS plus of 99, like overall, you're just average. And like we talk about, with what he's getting paid, he needs to be better than average. So I like that he's driving in runs, but also I want to see him just be more of the Lindor from last year and not the Lindor from 2 years ago. That's the player that I want to see. So we'll see what happens. I mean, if he will make any adjustments. What is his hand bothering him? Like, I don't really know what's going on. It is weird, but at least overall there still is some production that he's doing it when it matters. So it's not like it's just a complete, guy hitting 220 and, OPS plus 99 where he's just not doing anything for you. At least he's still giving you production. Like I say, still has the good WAR and things like that. So it is a very odd year. Can't figure it out, but we'll see if the trends continue.
I love this from Lindor. I absolutely love this because at this point he said, fuck the batting average. He said, fuck all the stats, fuck all of the meaningless awards. I want to help this team win. And that's what he's doing right here. I don't care what the hell he does at in the beginning of the game or in the beginning of the season. He is one of the highest paid players on the team. And we obviously want to see him statistically do well and have these MVP caliber seasons. But at this point, MVP award is so meaningless. I just want to win a World Series. So if he helps us win and does it when it matters, that's all I really care about at this point. He's hitting for more power. He's not hitting the ball on the ground at all as compared to the rest of this fucking lineup. And that's what I'm happy about. Could he be better? Absolutely. 100% could be better, but he's doing it when it matters. And that's what I like about it. That's where you get paid, in my opinion, when you come up when we need you. And that was one of my biggest gripes. And I'll talk about it later in a later segment. One of my biggest gripes with Max Scherzer last year. You can have a fantastic season. You can be elite, a Cy Young Award caliber. But when it comes to the playoffs, when we need you most, are you going to come up big for us? That's where you make your money. And I don't care about his stat sheet right now. I only care about that one time where we need him and he comes through. Could he definitely be better? Absolutely. 100% could be better. He's coming through when we need him to be. And that's 100% what I need from him as one of the big boppers in this lineup.
The ground ball rate is down significantly, but overall, the home run pace is not all that great, especially by his standards. He hit more home runs in Cleveland. So I'll ask you, do you think we're going to see 30 plus homers? And will it actually be worth it, this change of not hitting the ground balls and hitting more fly balls? Will we actually see the results? Because okay, you're lifting it, but if you're just hitting a lot of flyouts, how productive is it really?
What I want from Lindor is extra base hits. That's what I want because everybody else on this team, station to station to station, let's do the conga line with ball four. He's in the top 10 in the National League in extra base hits, and that's what I'm really liking right now. And he's coming through in the end of the game when we need him to. Do I think that he'll pick up overall his game? I'm not worried about that. 100%. I'm not worried about him overall as a hitter. If he wants to hit for more power, go right ahead. We need it so freaking bad. Just give me those extra base hits. That's what I like. I need those extra base hits. Those are what really, really helps you win. Because let's not forget, talk about one swing of the bat, the one solo home run, that equals your 4 singles. You put in an extra base hit in the mix, you're scoring in 2 attempts right there. So that's what I need to see from Lindor. If he's going to be batting second, if he's going to be batting third, I need to be seeing those extra base hits. Whether it is a home run or a triple or a double, that's what I want to see. And that's what he has done at his best right now. And I like that he's taking the initiative to say, well, Pete's the only guy who hits homers, so you know what? Let me do it right now.
I mean, he carried the team the last game against Colorado. I mean, 4 RBIs out of the 5 runs scored. So I'll give him that. He let it off with the big home run, 2-run shot with Nimmo on. So, like you said, I mean, one swing in the bat, you got a few runs more than your 5 walks that they draw. So I definitely like that. So driving runs, RBIs are good. He was a really good RBI player last year. So I do like RBIs. I mean, I was Ray Blood Escobar for it. So I might as well give him props for that.
If we didn't have Brandon Nimmo, I would just put Lindor in the leadoff spot. And I've talked about this before because if he's going to have these extra base hits, I would love to have that from the leadoff spot. And you know, those guys with those sneaky pieces of power that can go for 20 to 30 home runs a year, you know, I would love that in the leadoff spot. But we have Brandon Nimmo. We gave him $162 million to do that. So we don't have that luxury right now. We're just going to have to stick with one of the best center fielders in baseball. Oh well.